Hi, I'm Jenna, and also known as RetroLemon, and this is episode 157. A big hello and welcome to new viewers, and a hello and thank you to all returning viewers. Let's see. Gosh. This week seemed to fly by. I feel like I just recorded with all of you. And thank you all so much for the happy anniversary wishes. Real quick, knit along. Our knit along is winding down. You have one more week. One more week to knit either Ruby, the lovable huggable monster, or Xander, the trusty sloth. And then don't forget, in March we are doing Mario the rabbit, the artistic rabbit. That way you can get any bunnies done for Valentine's Day. The prize, mention the prize, we do have a prize. It is a skein of O Loops and the glitter base. It's called Makes Me Feel Good, and it is pinks and blues, and it does sparkle. And the information is written on a little note here because it was a club yarn. So that is up for grabs, along with the second prize winner will get to pick any pattern by me. So you can go ahead, and if you win, you get to pick up a new toy, shawl, cowl. It's up to you. Might be a little short this week because I have no finished objects, and my works in progress are a little thin. I had a really busy week at work. We have a girl who's leaving, so we're a little short-handed. So I picked up a few extra hours. Not necessarily because I wanted to, although I really can't complain. Glad to have a job. So, as you've seen, what I feel like is forever. It is my opal sock yarn. It's from the Rainforest 6 collection, color number 4007, and it's pretty. I'm doing an afterthought heel, so there is a lime green line right about there. Love this color. Oranges and aquas, a little bit of reds and greens. I really didn't get too far on this. I mainly work on it while I'm eating my breakfast. If you believe that. In the morning, usually I have 10 or 15 minutes, and I sit there and eat my breakfast, and I just kind of knit a few rows if I have time. That's about it. It's just nice to have something I don't have to pay attention to. It's just knit, 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 knit. I had hoped to get at least to get to where I needed to decrease for the toe on that sock this week, and it just didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. I don't know that this week's going to be much better because once again I have extra hours. And then I have other stuff going on non-work related that I'll talk about in a slice of life that will take up some time. But I started a new project. So no, I didn't pick my temperature scarf back up. No, I didn't work on my hoodie because I'm so burnt out on that one. So I needed something new. So I ordered some yarn. And so this kind of goes from works in progress and into Yarny goodness. So it's kind of run together because I got this yarn and I had to play with it. I couldn't wait. I just couldn't. So I decided, so I guess if you're new or you forgot, I bought a 74 Super Beetle, and I'm trying to keep it as original as I can. I know people go hog wild restoring old cars and stuff, but really, anymore, not that I intend to sell it, but what makes a car worth money nowadays is not the money you put into it to refurbish it. People want original stock parts. So I'm trying to keep it that way because that's what I like. I don't have any desire really to go reupholstering everything. I just want to fix it up and keep everything as original as I can. But I've decided the back seat is kind of plain. I mean, it's just black vinyl. No, it's uncomfortable to sit on the back seat, so I might actually have to kind of have the back bench seat redone because it's really uncomfortable. And there's just lap belts. I need to find out how I go about getting those inspected to make sure they're really up to code. I know you can replace them, So I just might have to do that. But anyways, it's just really plain. Not that I ever really plan on anybody riding in the back seat, because it's just not comfortable. It's a small, it's a tight fit. I wouldn't sit back there. So I got the bright idea that I want to make a granny square Afghan and kind of just tuck it in around the back seat, because you can see into the side windows and see the back seat. They're not tinted like cars today. So I thought, oh, wouldn't that be fun when you kind of like walk past and look in the window, you have like this pop of color, because the seats are just black. So I decided, like I said, granny square, and I went with acrylic yarn. So I did buy Knit Picks Brava worsted, because it's 100% acrylic, because I figure it's in a garage. It's only going to be driven in nice months, so it's going to sit in the garage. I can't say I've ever seen a moth in my garage. My beetle kind of does get full of mothballs on purpose because it helps keep the mice away. So when you open up my beetle, he kind of smells funny. He smells like an old lady's closet. But like I said, I didn't want to have to worry about moths. I wanted something easy to take care of, washable, something that could kind of get beaten up a little if it needed to be that. Just something sturdy. So I went with acrylic, and I got 4 squares done. So I'm kind of trying to go a little 70s vibe, and yet keep it to colors that I really like. Like, you will not see purple in this blanket. You will not see pink in this blanket. I think I'm going to try to come up with at least half a dozen different squares, and then make X amount of them. So I plan to measure a square, and then measure the seat and see how many squares is going to go across. So it's actually going to be kind of fitted to it. You know, I don't want to have to fold it over like I do this one on my chair to make it fit across the back. I just want it to fit down so I can kind of tuck it in. I decided to go with an aqua border, as you can see. And then I think when I'm done, I'm going to put a trim on it all and do maybe like orange trim and then an aqua trim. Just to tie in the orange of the beetle, because he's orange. Very orange. Kind of like a pumpkin on wheels, as my mom calls it. So I bought 7 colors of Brava, which wouldn't it be a kick in the pants? I order the Brava, and I think like just over 24 hours later, I get an email from Knit Picks saying, "Oh, Brava, 30% off, order now," and it was like 2 days only. And I'm like, really? I could have saved 30%. But I've used it before, and for an acrylic, I really like it. It's nice to knit or crochet with, although I have knit with it too. So I got 1 skein of paprika, which is the red. I think I got 2 skeins of the orange, which is orange, so original. I think I have like half a skein of this already. I got avocado, my favorite color. Caution, which is a yellow. It looks orangey yellow on my screen, but it is like yellow, like cornmeal yellow. I don't know. Holding it back, I'll do it because I see it kind of orangey yellow, but it's like a very cheese, cornmeal, almost yellow. Ordered one avocado, 1 caution. I ordered 3 merino because originally it's not that bright. It's a deeper teal than what you're seeing. Originally this was going to be my trim color, and then when I got it, I love the color, but I'm just like, don't know that I want that as my trim color. 2 pea pods, which is a different green. Oh, I dropped my hook. So see if I can hold these up and you see. See, oh yeah, you can definitely see the difference. This is a more yellowy green than this. And then I got cornflower, which is the aqua. Let's see if I can hold these up and you see. It's not showing as big of a difference as there really is. Let me hold it back. I have a lot of lighting in here today because it's snowed out, so you get lots of, maybe like that? Lots of reflection of light from the snow. So there is a pretty big difference in real life. Like I said, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it so much on camera. Maybe it looks different for you. But anyways, so yeah, I'm really excited. So 4 out of many to come. I just have to decide how long I want it, because I know I don't want it any wider than the back seat, but I don't know how long I want it. Because I thought, well, you know, if we're out cruising around, or say you want to go on a picnic, or I don't know, for some reason you need a blanket in the car, you can grab it and actually use it. So I want it to be functional as well as stylish. So that was my big project that I'm really, really excited about. And then it's kind of hard to see, but I did order a new crochet hook from Knit Picks. It's a Harmony wood hook, which does not hurt my hands as much as I have a ton of the metal boy hooks, and because that's what is available to me. I mean, I know they make all kinds of plastic and the ones with the wooden handle that are all ergonomic. I like the hook on the boy hooks better than like a Susan Bates or this, which is very reminiscent of a Susan Bates hook. But with it being wood, and that's what I'm used to knitting with, are the Harmony needles, it feels really nice. It doesn't hurt my hands quite as much. And it's hard to see, but it is like blues, purples, and aquas, which is really neat because it's from the Caspian collection. So, yeah. And I'm using a G hook. I think because, okay, the very first thing I really wanted to crochet were granny squares, but that's not what I started crocheting first. So I could not at the time, back in late 2007, early 08, yeah, 2007 to early 2008, I didn't find very good granny square instructions online, and nobody I knew how to make a proper granny square. I know, it should be basic. But anyway, so looking around online, people were talking about, oh, the new Crochet Today has a great article on granny squares, and it shows you how to make a basic granny square. So I still have it. I bought this. This was the very first fiber-related magazine I ever bought. I wasn't knitting at the time. I didn't know how to knit. So it's Crochet Today. Gosh, does it say? Winter issue. Which it says display until March 18th, 2008. So I think I probably bought it in February of 2008. So if you're looking for really neat articles on granny squares, the thing I love about Crochet Today is they give you written directions and a chart. So I can't show it to you because the whole page is the written directions and a really nice chart. I do better from charts. I'm a visual learner. I actually had given this away, in a way. I was cleaning out all my magazines, and my sister-in-law doesn't really knit, but she crochets, so I went through and I kept a handful that I really liked and patterns that I've made and would make again, or that I would still be willing to make. And somehow this issue got thrown in the bag with all of the stuff. So I took them to my mother-in-law's house so the next time my sister-in-law stopped over she could go through them. So I guess she only picked up a few. And it occurred to me that this was one of the issues in the bag. And I kind of freaked out. So I went over to my mother-in-law's because I asked, oh, did she take all of those magazines? Because I was going to ask for it back. I really, really was. And she goes, oh, no, she kind of went through them. They're over there. I don't know if she's going to take them to Goodwill or recycle them. I don't know. So, but I dug it out and I found it. And I'm so glad because I was able to open it up, see the chart. It all came back right away. I don't need it now. But I stuck it in my bag in case if you ever can get your hands on it. If you are into granny squares, it shows different kinds. Lots of patterns that use granny squares. I really, really wanted to make this one sweater. Let's see if I can find it really quick. And I still kind of, in a way, want to. I look at it and I'm like, it's so hideous. It's beautiful. Does it have the index? It does. Okay, page 46. I do. I really kind of want to make this. So it's like a long granny square sweater. And it's made up of nothing but granny squares. hoping there's maybe a different view of it. It's a smaller picture, but I'll get closer. So it's this. I know it's not the classiest thing, but I can't help but to like it. Like I said, winter issue, probably winter '08. If you're interested, you might be able to find a back issue or someone destashing one. So see, that was, gosh, works in progress, Yarny goodness, and almost like a magazine review in one. Gosh, I really hate to say that's it for the knitting this week. Like I said, it's probably going to be a short episode. So if you leave me now, I'll see you next week, because we're moving into Slice of Life. So this week, I was kind of all excited. I grew up in a Catholic family, Catholic on both sides. It's not what I practice now, but it's still a big deal in my house when it's Fat Tuesday. So Fat Tuesday is the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, which is the start of Lent. So in Northeast Ohio, we have these, it's a tradition. I grew up with this tradition. I know not lots of other people have heard of it. But we, on Fat Tuesday, always eat these Polish donuts called punchkis, or paczkis. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I've always heard it punchki. But where I live, they call them paczkis. I don't know. It's not a thing here. Where I live now, it's not a thing. Like when you live up like around Cleveland, there's a lot of Polish communities. Lots of Catholics. I mean, like, lots of Catholics. And where I live now, there's, like, none. There's just not. And, so, Fat Tuesday isn't a thing here. Like, I worked with people who had never heard of Fat Tuesday. I had to explain to them what it was. So, you kind of eat, and you eat all this good stuff, and then you're supposed to, you know, like, give it up for Lent. So, although we are not, I am not a practicing Catholic, to kind of jumpstart myself into getting into better eating habits, and my daughter is doing it along with me, we have given up sweets for Lent. So no cookies, no cupcakes, no candy, no Starbucks coffees. I mean, there's sugar in things, you can't help it. There's sugar in fruit and stuff like that. So we're just cutting out the sweets, like junk food. So today's day 5. I had to count in my head real quick. And I've done well. It's hard. Work is so hard. I did not realize how much I really snacked at work on the sweet stuff. Because, well, I work in a candy shop. Until I gave it up. And I'm like, it almost out of habit. You know, you buy little things here or there, or they encourage us to sample new products. Or, you know, sometimes you taste something as quality control, and now I'm like, somebody's like, here, taste this. Does this taste, you know, is this fresh enough to you? And I'm like, I can't try it. I can't eat it. I can't do it. It's hard. It's so hard. But I'm doing it. Like, even when the temptation strikes, like we were packaging up saltwater taffy, and oh, it's so hard because we sell it all mixed in a bag. So you don't get to pick your flavors. When I was a kid, we used to go to this place and you could pick your flavors of taffy. They had like bins of individual flavors and you could make your own assortment, or just, if you just wanted banana taffy, you could get a whole bag of banana taffy. So I do have to say, I did grab a bag and I did package myself up some taffy and all the flavors I like the chocolate, peanut butter, licorice. I love licorice taffy. Because it's faint licorice. It's not like overpowering, and I love it. And banana. So I took out all the grape, the raspberry, and it's waiting for me. So Easter morning, Lent is over. My daughter will get her Easter basket full of goodies, and I get my taffy. That is my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? So, so it's going good. And something else that's going to be taking up more of my time, which is kind of crazy. After an 8-hour day, I started doing yoga at an actual yoga studio. So my sister-in-law invited me to go. And I always say, well, if I had somebody to work out with, I'd be more prone to do it. And so we actually had talked about going this coming Tuesday because it's a beginner's class. And so she texted me. She's like, oh, there's beginner classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you want to go with me tonight, let me know. And I'm like, oh, crap. Like, how do I say no? Right? Like, I want to do this. She knows I want to do it. I've been invited. I always say if I had a buddy. So I went. And it was an hour long. And it was amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I sucked at it. But the awesome thing was there were people that sucked just as much as I did. I can't say they sucked more than I did, but they were up there with me. And it was just so comfortable, and it was quiet, and it was calm. And even though it was hard at times, I still did it. And I left feeling so refreshed. Like, it had been a really crazy week. It had kind of been stressful. I had extra hours. I was dog tired. Like, I didn't get off till 5, and it started at 7. So I had to come home, eat dinner, and go. And I was really, like, 10 minutes into it. I'm going, what was I thinking? Like, why did I think this was going to be a good idea? Like, I was like, oh, what did I do to myself? But probably by the time I was 40 minutes into it, I'm like, this is great, doing all these poses, and it was like stretching, and like, I really impressed myself with how well I did. Because I used to do it years ago, but it had been a while. And I've been out of an exercise routine, and just to go somewhere else, not exercise in my home, was great. I mean, it's a little bit of a drive. I mean, not too bad. It's like a 20-minute drive. But it's so nice. It was so worth it. It's fairly inexpensive. There's no membership. You just go and you pay, and you can buy like passes. So like the more you prepay, the extra classes you get. So I think I'm gonna prepay. I think I'm gonna do 5 classes because you can do 5 classes for the price of 4. So I think I'm gonna do that and see how well I can stick to it, and that I still really like it. And then there's all kinds of advanced ones. There's ones that's like a real workout where it's like real fast paced and everything. My sister-in-law went to that. She's like, oh no, I'm not doing that again. And I'm not ready for that. I don't know that, I don't want it to be a workout. I want to go, I want to stretch. I want it to be a workout. But I also want it to be time for me to unwind. That's what I really need. And, but yeah, I left feeling refreshed and great. I went into work the next day feeling great. I'm like, this is what I needed. So, got some exercise, got a little bit of, like, mental refreshness going on, and, yeah, awesome. So excited. But I was sore. I'm still kind of achy today. I woke up the next day like, oh, grunting like an old lady. But the more I do it, the more I'll get used to it, right? So that was kind of my week. It's been all work. I'll work in a little bit of yoga. Next week I'm going to go Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it works out great. Come home, eat, see the fam for a little bit, and out the door I'll go. And yeah, so I'm excited. Like I said, feeling refreshed. Absolutely. Moving in the right direction. So that's it for me this week. Short one, but thanks for tuning in. So I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I'm RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurt, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Fitbit, and Weight Watchers. Until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.